Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is May 7th of 2025. So based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage one of 10 apocalyptic, earth-changing events in the United States or around the world by the date of May 14th of 2025, which marks the 77th anniversary of the formation of the State of Israel. So for those of you that are unaware, the number 77 is an esoteric CIA kill number, and that is because symbolically, the number two sevens together form a triangle, which is found on the flag of Israel, and therefore blood sacrifices, terror attacks, wars are executed on this numerology. For example, the London bombings of 2005 were executed on 7/7, July 7th, 2005, during which numerous people were murdered in a ritualistic blood sacrifice. This notion is also corroborated by the fact that the 27 Club is a list of Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse. The list is actually roughly 300 people long who have been murdered on the numerology of 27, which is two sevens. And therefore, it stands to reason that the CIA, whose headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland, is going to stage earth-changing apocalyptic events prior to the 77th anniversary of the formation of the State of Israel. It's also imperative to note that the outline of the country of Israel is a dagger or a shiv, as in Shiva, which is why there is a statue of Shiva outside of CIA headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. This is not a mistake. That is because the country of Israel was created in 1948 to be essentially the shiv of basically to assassinate humanity under the guise of a terrorist attack or a apocalyptic natural disaster or World War III, and they are doing just that. This is evidenced by the fact that one Israeli president, Benjamin Netanyahu, a Zionist who is a puppet of the CIA in Switzerland, is desperately trying to start World War III. And then on the flip side, you have the president of Ukraine, another Zionist Jew named Vladimir Zelensky, is desperately trying to drag the United States and Europe and NATO into World War III with Russia. And so I believe that this is going to happen prior to or on the date of May 14th of 2025, the 77th anniversary of the formation of the State of Israel. And before I highlight the top 10 most likely scenarios that the CIA will execute prior to the date of May 14th of 2025, it's imperative to note that Switzerland is the first Jewish state, and they created Israel in the aftermath of World War II to basically take responsibility for the apocalyptic, earth-changing World War III events that are about to transpire. But it is CIA headquarters in Geneva that is going to orchestrate this, and then they're going to blame or they're going to put the onus or the responsibility of this attack, these terror events, these earth-changing events, this World War III that's about ready to happen to humanity prior to the date of May 14th, they're going to put this blame on the State of Israel. And that is precisely why over the last year and a half or so in the United States, the CIA has been staging this left-wing pro-Hamas, anti-Israeli, anti-Semitic propaganda campaign, which is already blaming Israel for this, for the atrocities, the genocide that's going on in Gaza, because they're getting ready to have Israel start World War III, and then they're going to take the blame for it. But make no mistake, it is Geneva, it is Switzerland, the only quote-unquote neutral country on planet Earth that is going to be executing this. And Back on May 31st of 2025, I published a report entitled 10 Reasons Why Switzerland is Home to the CIA. Then on September 17th of 2015, I published a report entitled Babylon Falling. CERN identified a secret entrance to subterranean CIA headquarters located beneath Lake Geneva. And then on December 25th of 2016, I published 10 Reasons Why Switzerland was the first Jewish state. And shortly thereafter, I published 10 Reasons Why Switzerland is a secret home of the Nazis, because Zionism is the modern version of Nazism, and the Nazi headquarters is in Geneva, and they're about to trigger World War III or apocalyptic earth-changing events prior to or on the date of May 14th of 2025. You can mark it down. So the top 10 most likely scenarios that the CIA in Switzerland is going to execute by the date of May 14th of 2025, the 77th anniversary of the formation of the State of Israel, is as follows. Number one is an extinction event. This is going to be an alien asteroid, comet strike, meteorite strike, or attack targeting multiple locations on planet Earth. So essentially what the CIA has done is they have basically put large amounts of explosives underneath the ground in various locations around the Earth, and then they're going to have these rockets from SpaceX or NASA come in, and it's going to look like a meteor, it's going to flare like a meteor, and then there's going to be this apocalyptic explosion, and then they're going to stage a space-based contagion outbreak. So basically they're going to say that this planet is infected with some sort of disease, and then they're going to stage a global pandemic. Number two is the assassination of the presidency of the United States, one Donald J. Trump. So this is going to come in probably one of three ways. First is going to be an assassination attempt or event that is going to take out the sitting U.S. president of the United States. This is likely going to be executed by the Israeli Mossad. The third is a Donald J. Trump hospitalization or death event, which renders J.D. Vance President of the United States. And I want to state for the record that J.D. Vance will become President of the United States by May 14th. So Trump will either be assassinated, he will die under a medical event, or he will be arrested and framed for crimes he did not commit prior to the date of May 14th of 2025. Number three is a global biological pandemic. So this is precisely why the World Health Organization, which is responsible for the COVID-19 pandemic, and who is the author of all pandemic policy, is located in Geneva, Switzerland, home of the CIA, and they're going to basically go back to their bread and butter, which is a global pandemic, to basically lock everything down and to basically strangle the U.S. economy in the aftermath of Trump's tariffs, which are going to bolster the U.S. economy. And which brings us to number four, which is a biological outbreak or a weaponized contagion-based bio-attack. So this may come under the guise of a terror attack. It may be a naturally occurring outbreak, but they're going to stage some sort of biological pandemic to basically lock everything down as pretext for a second global pandemic. Number five is an Iran-Israel nuclear war or a U.S.-Iran nuclear war. So this may start with an Iranian attack targeting Israel or the United States. This could be a full-scale attack or invasion. This could be a 9/11 style nuclear terror attack. It could be an ICBM or ballistic missile or a 9/11 style drone attack. Or it could be that Israel and or the United States attacks Iran as pretext for World War III. If you follow my blog, 911truther.org, I've been reporting on this ad nauseum because they're desperately trying to start this war. Number six is a NATO-Russia nuclear war. So as I previously mentioned, Vladimir Zelensky, the Zionist leader of Ukraine, is desperately trying to attack Russia to the point where Russia responds and invades a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, or they're going to stage a false flag attack in Europe. And designed to trigger a NATO-Russo war, and this will predictably be nuclear in nature, which is why today I published a report about a NATO-backed Polish and Ukrainian attack on Moscow, Russia on Victory Day on May 8th. So obviously, in the aftermath of that video, they are going to stage some sort of an attack and frame Russia for some sort of an attack prior to May 14th. Number 7 is a Pakistan-India nuclear war. So the CIA has been planning this since the British Empire partitioned India and Pakistan, and so they have nuclear missiles on both sides, and they have staged a number of terror attacks, most recently in Kashmir and back in 2008 in Mumbai. And so now they are all getting ready to stage what they call a mutually assured destruction. So basically, Pakistan's going to fire on India or vice versa, and then you're going to have multiple nuclear explosions happening in both India and Pakistan as pretext for World War III. Pakistan and China have a bilateral agreement that if one is attacked, the other will respond in kind. And considering that India just signed a trade partnership agreement with the United States, China, who would suffer the most as a result of that trade agreement, is going to respond on Pakistan's side against India, and then of course the United States and Europe will come in on India's side, and we will have World War III. Number 8 is a nuclear attack. So the CIA is going to stage a nuclear attack in the United States, Israel, Europe, or the rest of the world prior to the day of May 14th. This is likely going to come one of 3 ways. The first being a 9/11 style nuclear attack. This is likely going to be blamed on Iran or some Islamic terror groups such as Al-Qaeda, ISIS, or the Taliban. And this, considering that the war with Pakistan and China, or excuse me, and India is about ready to happen, they're likely going to stage a Pakistani nuclear terror attack targeting India. Possibly the Taj Mahal, possibly New Delhi. And so this is obviously going to trigger World War III. The other possibilities is that the CIA stages some sort of stealth bomber, like a Chinese H-20 or a Tupolev 16 Russian stealth bomber-based nuclear terror attack, or the most likely is that the CIA stages an ICBM strike by China, Iran, Russia, or Pakistan. Number 9 is a chemical attack. This will likely originate out of Syria or North Korea, and this event, a chemical attack, is designed to trigger World War III, possibly targeting mass transit such as subways, cruise ships, or trains. Number 10 is a radiological event. So this is going to be some sort of a meltdown, some sort of a dirty bomb, and this is obviously with the goal of triggering World War III. So in conclusion, I just want to say that aside from the assassination of President Donald J. Trump, or an asteroid or a comet or meteor strike, the rest of these top 10 are specifically designed to trigger World War III or spawn a second global biological pandemic. So this is obviously going to happen in the next week. So in the next couple hundred hours, prior to or during the May 14th celebration for the 77th anniversary of the creation of the State of Israel, and as advertised or as depicted in the logo of the flag of Israel is the number 77 up and down. And this is the numerology that surrounds this impending attack. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, numerous blood sacrifices have been executed on this numerology, which suggests that the CIA is going to stage some sort of apocalyptic, earth-changing event in the next week prior to this anniversary of the creation of the State of Israel. And what's really important to note in closing is that the creation of the state of Israel was only possible in the aftermath of the Holocaust. And so, being that when Adolf Hitler made his first agreement with the Catholic Church, and if you know anything about Switzerland, you know that the Swiss Guard is responsible for protecting the Pope. So there's a direct link between the Catholic Church and the Vatican and Switzerland. And the Vatican is the single richest organization in the world. And so after World War II, in the aftermath, they created the State of Israel to basically be the scapegoat for these apocalyptic, earth-changing events, which will likely manifest in all-out nuclear World War III. And so Israel is going to be the catalyst. They are going to, either by staging a false flag attack, such as a terror attack, such as a bombing chemical, CBRN, that's chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear, or they will stage an attack and blame it on Russia, stage an attack, blame it on China, stage an attack and blame it on Iran as pretext for World War III. So Israel is essentially the knife by which they plan to murder one or more nations as pretext for World War III, and that obviously cannot be allowed to happen. So, in closing, I would just ask that if the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland stages any apocalyptic earth-changing events, as previously mentioned, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. And let's make this week peaceful. Peace.